moving, hold on, let me actually make sure I get my phone so that I'm not losing
Start
track.
trying to grab your
But
Celsius.
I already took a swig of my Celsius. But as WWE continues to look towards the future, they are currently in the works of expanding their NIL program. WWE announced this past week the unveiling of their new recruitment tour, WWE Campus Rush. According to WWE, the company looks to make 8 total university visits from 5 different conferences during the fall semester, starting at the University of Mississippi and then moving on to schools such as Georgia Tech, Clemson University, Boise State University, the University of Arkansas, Ohio State University, the University of Kansas, and Penn State University in the program. And the program will conclude on Wednesday, December 7th. Now, as they move into 2023, WWE is looking to visit the University of Florida, the University of Michigan, Michigan State, the University of North Carolina, Texas A&M, the University of Oklahoma, Auburn University, the University of Illinois, which is what I'm wearing right now, and Northwestern University. So I wanted to know, do you believe that this will help or hurt WWE's search for a new crop of superstars?
I don't really believe so. I mean,
Mm,
we've seen some amazing athletes that came from great universities, or they just grew up and had a full ride, because of being involved in wrestling or whatever given sports. And I mean,
mhm.
athletes are um more likely to, usually, not always, to pick up on the art of wrestling, at
Right.
least like the physicality of it, if not the promos. I mean, I start to think of people like Brock or Kurt Angle, like they're just genetic freaks that were just happen to be built for this business. So
Right.
maybe that's what they were thinking about when they decided to make this approach. So I could see if it's coming from that, what they're going for. Do I think it's going to hurt them in any sort of way? Not really. I mean, I think that they should try checking as many avenues as possible. Because the last approach that we had, and this was through Vince and Bruce, was to look for people who had that star factor to them, a la getting someone like Nikita Leons, who was on a reality TV show and stuff like that. They're
Mhm.
trying to just specifically go just for entertainment. They did get some people from different sports. I will not forget about that. They did recruit people that came straight out of like colleges and had like massive sport backgrounds, but they were trying really hard to grab people that had like that weren't from the indies, right? That was their first approach. I believe last year or the year before that, no people that came off from the indies were pretty much outsiders of wrestling that were trying to get into the WWE. Now they're taking a different
Right.
approach, which I can't be mad at, because it's just like, where can you go wrong from there? Maybe they're trying to clean up wrestling a little bit more
Right.
by trying to grab people that are coming from colleges, and they're trying to aspire to have, a career or a degree, as well as pursue something on the sidelines, like being an entertainer and being in wrestling and being an athlete as well. So I think that it's interesting. I don't want to judge it yet. I do want to see how it plays out, but I don't think that they all should like just solely get their crop of talent from here. I would hope that they're still doing things the old school way as well, and searching around from different promotions and stuff like that, or just finding people who just so happen to just fit their role. Because I think that variety is the best way to go about building a diverse community of wrestlers.
Mhm.
But I'm intrigued to see where this goes and what kind of talents they grab out from here. I just hope that they have personality, because I believe that if you're going to pull someone from a university and stuff like that, they're probably choosing like athletes for a reason. But do they get the sports entertainment part of WWE? Can you train these people to do that?
Right.
We don't know until it happens. What do you think?
I think that this helps them of developing a new crop of superstars. One of the things that I feel like there's multiple things about WWE that would appeal to college athletes. Number one, we do have to consider that WWE's style of professional wrestling, sports entertainment, is a young man's game. When we talk about these
Yeah.
guys being on the road 300 days a year, that takes a toll on your body, right? And you can't keep leaning towards people in their 30s, people in their 40s to do that for you. You're more likely, or,
Yeah.
you know, from a business aspect, you want to lean towards guys who are younger, who can handle that type of schedule and that type of physicality on a nightly basis. Number two, I think that WWE is doing kind of the right thing in the sense that how many people from college make it to professional sports, right? Like that, not a lot. Like the possibility of you going from high school into college is very very slim. With a full scholarship, is very very slim. Going from NCAA into your respective professional sports, you know, league is also very, very slim. So it's like, you know, you get to your junior year, senior year, you may or may not think you're going to the league. And you know, it's good to have options. It's good to be like, well, you know, I don't know if I'm gonna make it to the league, but you know, WWE got this thing going on. Maybe I could try this out. I'm a 21, 22-year old college student. I got the body, I got the conditioning already. You know, maybe it's time for me to get in front of a camera. And especially now with all these college athletes getting NIL deals, a lot of these guys are getting their reps and getting in front of a camera, being a personality and being a brand. So a lot of these guys that are probably going to get recruited and integrated into WWE system are people that are camera ready, are people that are going to be appealing and attractive to a mainstream audience. So I think that this can definitely help them as far as developing a new crop of superstars. And I'm looking at all these schools. These are major schools, major conferences like Ohio State, Penn State. Like these ain't no little schools. A lot of the times, and because aren't any little schools, the athletes that they're probably going to look to recruit aren't going to be little names. Right? These are probably going to be people that have a little bit of a budding following, especially with the NCAA kind of easing the restrictions on how athletes can make money. These guys are going to come with a following, and we're seeing how WWE is using Logan Paul and leveraging his following to, you know, build momentum for a pay per view and crown jewels. So I feel like they're looking at the current climate of the NIL deals and using this program and really, you know, using this as a kind of like a template for the future. So I think that this is definitely gonna help them, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with it.
Okay.
You know?
No, that's actually no. I like that. I like that take very much. It's like I don't know. It's so weird. Like it's so fascinating, but it's also just so weird because you know, we are going to see a whole crop a few years from now of a bunch of 18, 19, 20, 22-year olds, you know, that are straight from here, you know, like
Right.
this is all a whole social experiment and
Right.
we don't know how we're going to take it. Like I'm fascinated is all I really could say about it because like you know, before it was just handpicked. You were handpicked if you came from like a university or something like that to be in this position. To see that crossover, it's like I wonder how they're also going to promote the brand of WWE moving
Mm-hmm.
forward, considering that now their names are being interlaced with schools and stuff like that. You know, are they trying to go for a very clean brand with this?
Mm. I don't know.
Do
That's
you
actually a
think
really good
so?
question. Well, it depends on what their target audience wants, right? Like who.
Well, if you're going for this, you're trying to you're trying to get teenagers and young adults to watch us, but now you're also bringing in schools, and schools wouldn't want to affiliate with WWE if they're doing like some, you know, off the
Shady
walls.
stuff. Yeah.
I'm just curious to know how does the branding work if they're again they're doing business now with universities. So universities are obviously going to boast when they have a student that made it onto their TV, but
Mm-hmm.
obviously WWE is going to want to somewhat tame themselves if they're going to be working hand in hand with universities so long as they want to keep some type of deal going. But I'm
Right.
also not surprised when I think about it. I'm not also surprised because the way that they parade around Bianca, because they definitely did make it aware about how she graduated while she was in the WWE, and they see how well she worked out,
Mm-hmm.
you know, as being someone that they could use for a role model. I feel like I wonder if like people like her is the reason why they kind of went about this approach. Like they had this all-in-one athlete that didn't know a damn thing about wrestling. She's super athletic, super smart, was finishing her degree while she was I think in NXT. Before she made it to the main roster, she got her
Yeah.
degree or whatever. And it's just like she became a huge inspirational success. Let's try to make
Hmm.
more Biancas. You know what I mean? I wonder if that was like their path of logic. I don't know.
I think so.
That's just me just thinking out loud.
I think I think so, and I think that's a great take and a great, I guess, question for WWE to kind of ask themselves is you know, who their target audience is and who they want to watch their product. So I don't know,
Mhm.